Hi, John. It's good to see you again. Before we begin, I know we've gone through confidentiality, our long form, but I want to remind you that this is a confidential space. The only exceptions are if I have reason to believe that you or someone else is at risk of harm or if there's any legal requirement for me to disclose. Does that feel clear to you, John?
Yes, I understand. It's good to see you again too, Kathy.
Thank you, John. So, how have things been since we last spoke?
Well, I'll be honest, it's been tough. My wife and I are just not connecting. I just don't feel like she sees me anymore. And I know we've been talking about that, but to be honest, what I'm struggling with is that I'm developing some feelings for you. And I know that sounds awkward, but the thing is, I just wish that my wife could listen more like you and that I could feel that sense of connection. It's I don't know, it's just that you understand me and you respect me here. We've had such great sessions together and you we're talking about things that are so personal. I just don't I hope this isn't weird.
Well, John, thank you for being so open with me. I hear that you're feeling unheard and disconnected in your marriage, and you found a sense of understanding and connection during our sessions.
Mhm.
I really do appreciate your honesty. It takes courage to bring this up. But I also just want to take a moment to remind you that this is a professional relationship, and it's not uncommon to develop personal feelings in a professional setting like this. Part of my role is to help you explore and grow in your personal relationships, not to interfere in them. This is a common dynamic in therapeutic relationships, and I appreciate your openness in sharing with me. But I'd like to redirect your attention to the reason you're coming here and seeing me, which is to grow and to develop healthy relationships in your personal life. Our therapeutic relationship can help you continue building the skills to communicate and strengthen the relationships that you currently have. And from what you've shared, it seems like connection, respect, and feeling valued are important to you. Would you say that that's accurate?
Yeah, thank you for that, Kathy. I guess I was so nervous to tell you what I was feeling, but like you've been showing me, we're here to develop skills. And yeah, I guess the therapeutic relationship is such a place that I can explore those. Thank you for making me feel safe and heard. Because yeah, I do think that it's okay that I get vulnerable or learn how to be vulnerable with another person so I can develop those skills. Thank you for giving me that understanding.
Well, I want to affirm the strength it takes to recognize what you need in your relationship and to speak about these feelings openly. It shows you're deeply committed to working through challenges you face. My role here is to support you in using this awareness to build a stronger relationship with your wife. So, do you think you can tell me more about what a meaningful connection with your wife would look like for you? What are the qualities that you would hope to nurture in your marriage?
Well, that's a great question. I guess if I would to think about it, is that I just want to know and feel or experience that she cares for me. To have that experience of being cared for, not just with someone or like a roommate, you know. I want to feel like we're a team again that we're on the same page. Like the reason that we got married, the whole reason that we fell in love, rather than busyness all the time, that there really is that, well, like you were just saying, that personal feeling, that personal connection.
Well, you've experienced that connection before, so you know it is possible with your wife. What do you think it would take to move forward to have that kind of relationship again? What's one small
Hmm.
step you could take?
Well, that's a great thought. Yeah, you're right. I guess we did fall in love. We did meet each other and there are those reasons and I don't want to forget about that. I guess I need to rekindle some things that were already there. That's a great idea. Maybe I could try some date nights. We used to be so spontaneous and so continuing to do that, I see how important that could be. So yeah, I guess before the kids came around, how we were just interested in each other, and we had that let's get together and be together sort of times. I guess yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's a great idea, John. Date nights can be a way to carve out space to reconnect. It's natural to feel unsure what her response may be, but you've taken that brave first step by considering this. Um, Let me know, what would a date night look for you, and how would you make it meaningful?
I guess it's just engaging in those things that brought us together. We love to go cycling together. So jumping on the mountain bikes and just getting in the fresh air, being at ease and comfort with each other is so important. And I guess the busyness of the kids, we just have so many distractions. So I guess it would be getting outside, feeling the fresh air without distractions, leaving the phones at home and carving a time. If I want her to be interested in me, I guess I got to show interest in her too, right?
Yeah, well, that sounds very meaningful because quality time with minimal distractions could help you both feel seen and heard. If you were to suggest this idea to her, how would you go about it?
Well, I guess like you've been telling me, be honest, right? Get honest and just tell her that I miss those times that we used to spend together, and that I want to experience those again. Um, but I don't want to make, I know that you've been telling me it's not about blame, but it's about sharing my feelings and saying, hey, why don't we do this together? That this is how I feel, and that allow her to express her feelings too.
John, that's so thoughtful of you, that you want to approach it in a way that's inviting, not blaming. You're already demonstrating empathy and sensitivity in how you're planning to communicate. That's a powerful strength you bring to this relationship. What else do you think you might help? Uh, what else do you think might help you connect with her or show her how much you care?
Hmm. Well, I guess I know going out is one thing, we can, but it's always time, right? That's taken out of our schedule. So I guess I could really think about something that I can do that's already in our schedule, like maybe I don't know, maybe cleaning up the kitchen, making a meal. How about that? Like I can make some meals for her, and that way it's going to give her some time to relax and reflect. And yeah, so I think maybe I could let her connect with the kids while I make a meal. That might be a good idea.
I think that's a really generous offer, and it shows you're thinking about her needs too. It sounds like you're ready to make changes to show your support. What would one small practical thing you could do this week to help ease her stress? Just by
Hmm.
making dinner?
Well, I think about creating, yeah, like you said, create the space where healing can happen, right? Whenever I change the way I look at things, so I could look at it as an opportunity to let her unwind while I add to that, rather than adding to more busyness and let's go out, let's do this. I guess I'm just thinking about me. So um, you know, I could show her that I'm interested in her well-being and her connection with the kids.
Well, John, you really have come up with several meaningful ways to reconnect with your wife. From planning date nights to supporting her more at home. These are great steps. And my role here is to support your growth and help you strengthen your marriage. While we work together, it's important to focus on how we can use what you value and respect in this space to help develop healthier relationships in your life outside of our sessions. I'm here to guide and support you in this process. You've really done some great thinking today. You've identified ways to help reconnect with your wife, like planning a date night, stepping in to ease some of her stress at home. These are meaningful steps towards building the relationship you want. How are you feeling about everything we've discussed?
You really opened my eyes to something here I didn't consider before. And that's, because I've been honest with you about my feelings and what those problems are, I really appreciate how you've been directing me back to my past strengths, my successes. Yeah, I guess I've been thinking on the problems so much, and you're helping me think about the solution. So, I mean, I have a better idea of what I can do to make things better, as opposed to just blaming and complaining. Yeah, like you said. You know, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to have the feelings, and this is a great space to just exercise those skills. You know, you're making me think outside of the box, or in all reality, you're making me realize there is no box. My only limitations are my own limitations and my fears, right? Like I was just so afraid to tell you that I have feelings, but now that you're making me understand the purpose of what this relationship is, that I can relax and be safe and just throw around some ideas. So yeah, this has been a really cool session. I'm going to take a lot from this, and you've given me much to think about, Kathy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I just want to acknowledge the effort that you have put in today. You were open, honest, and willing to explore solutions. But before we wrap up, let's talk about your next goals. You've mentioned suggesting a date night to your wife, taking over dinner a couple times this week. How confident do you feel about starting with those goals?
You know what? After our conversation today, I will say I feel quite confident. I mean, there's a reason we fell in love, right? I can just relax and be myself. And kind of getting back to the more natural part of me. Rather, I guess I've been tense, right? I've been tense, wanting things to be different. You've shown me that if I change my expectation to acceptance, that a real difference can be made. So that's pretty awesome. So I would say that my confidence level is high. I just feel like I got something off my shoulders. You've helped me understand what that is. So yeah, I'm going to plan a date night and talk to her about it. Maybe get a babysitter for the kids. You know, really think about her, not just myself. So this has been more than helpful, and I feel pretty confident about doing that this week.
Thanks, John, because it does sound like a solid plan. And I'd like to check in with you next week to see how things went and continue exploring ways to strengthen your connection. So, between now and then, if anything comes up or feels challenging, just jot it down so we can address it together next time. Does that sound okay?
That sounds great. Sounds great. You've given me some direction. You've given me some homework, and I can see why I enjoy these sessions. You know, I don't know why I came in with much discomfort, but I realized that that's the same discomfort I had with my own personal relationships. So yeah, this is a great place to exercise the vulnerability, to be honest, and really take responsibility for these feelings and not avoid them. So thank you. Thanks so much for addressing this head on. That was great. I appreciate it, Kathy.
Well, you're very welcome, John. And I want you to remember that this is a brave space for you to explore these feelings and to work on your goals. And remember, my role is to support you as you build the life and the relationships you want. So, with that, I will see you next week.
Okay, great. Thanks. Same time next week. We'll see you then.
Excellent. Thank you.
Bye.